We're going to march peacefully up Ballina, we're going to ride up the road, and I'd like to ask everyone to remain completely silent while we do it. I don't want anyone shouting, I don't want anyone talking, and I don't want anyone laughing. This is not a joyful occasion. This is a sombre occasion. This is for our town, and we need to make sure we look after our town. My name is Alan Flannery. I grew up out the road in Behy. I went to Behy National School. I went to St. Muirdex for my secondary schooling. I played football with Ordinary Sarsfields, and my first job was in the Twin Trees Hotel. Now, it's great to see so many people here. I see all walks of life from the Ballina community, but there's vulnerable people here and there's children here. So if there's any yahoos in the crowd thinking about causing any trouble or any antisocial stuff, you may sling your hook now, you're not wanted.
I grew up across the river in Green Hills, so this locality is part of me. I walk up and down this road every day. I have two children, a 9 and a 7-year-old, and I'm trying to ensure that they grow up with a similar freedom and ease that was afforded to me as a child, but also that they go forward into the world with a sense of pride and admiration for their hometown. I actually spent half of my working career with various marginalised groups, such as recovering heroin addicts, juvenile detainees, and for the past 11 years I have run my own small business here in the town of Ballina, and I pride myself on not discriminating against anyone.
In all my years, I have never been classed in my life as a racist. All because I expressed, as a mother and a grandmother, my concerns for my family, my town, and my country. If these people were elected for the people, by the people, they can't represent our voices when it matters. We need to take our voices back. I have taken my voice back because it is time for the people to know the truth, who is behind us, and for us to stand up as people and not be afraid and call them out, because I do believe the only way to stop this is by people power. Silence of thousands of people are very different to violence and riots and everything else that goes with it. Let us unite and be assured as people and know where our country is headed. This government has failed us. Let us make sure that the people are never failed again, that we make a proper government from the people who care about the people.
Ireland's not a racist country, it never has been. If it was, people would have stopped coming here a long time ago. We've been called racists. 120 people to be put into the Twin Trees Hotel. Well, just to set the facts straight, the Ballina area has already taken in 1,160 asylum seekers, refugees and Ukrainians. These people need to be integrated. Some of them don't speak English. We need to get them into the workforce and put them to work. There's no point in bringing more people on top of more people on top of more people. Give us a chance to integrate what we have and work with that, and then down the line we can go further. This has nothing got to do with race. It doesn't matter if you're black, blue, yellow or pink, where you come from or what your religious beliefs are. I couldn't care if you come from Mars. Ballina is stretched. Our services are under pressure. Our guards are under pressure, our doctors are under pressure, our dentists are under pressure, and our teachers are under pressure.
Our GP services are turning patients away, with some then presenting at a crowded A&E to gain access to treatment that should have happened at a GP's office. We have local pregnant women who have had to register with GPs in Castlebar and Sligo because GP surgery in Ballina are full. These maternal health checks are essential to ensure the most positive and healthy outcomes for both our mothers and our babies. What happens if the mother cannot make these long trips or take time off to travel to these appointments? Our schools also are full, and as our government continue to cut funding year on year, our teachers are struggling to get to grips with delivering lesson plans in multiple languages with no additional funding aids. Our tourism industry is on its knees, and this in turn will have detrimental consequences to our local economy. Ballina is marketed worldwide as a tourism town, but a tourism town with no available beds is not a tourism town. Just this week, a bus of 50 German tourists landed in the town hoping to spend a few nights here. They were able to secure accommodation for just one night and then had to move on as there were no more available beds. Fáilte Ireland says that every visitor spends on average €200 on top of what they've paid for their accommodation. Now this money goes to local shops, to restaurants, to bars, and it filters through this town and it keeps it alive. When it comes to housing in Ballina, we are even more unfortunate than some other parts of the country. Along with increasing rents is causing a huge strain on the families affected. Layer onto this the fact that our government incentivises landlords to the tune of €800 per month of a tax-free payment to house Ukrainians when no such offer is made to an Irish person seeking rental accommodation. You can clearly see why some Irish people currently feel like they are being discriminated against for being Irish. We currently have over 400 applicants on the housing list, with one local resident telling me lately that he has been on the housing list for 9 years.
Ireland belongs to Irish.
Nationwide, our homelessness figures are at an all-time high of just under 14,000. How is this even possible in a country like Ireland, where we're continuously told that we are a rich and thriving nation? No matter how you dress this up, we just do not have the facilities or services required to adequately provide for the Irish people, and we certainly do not have additional resources to provide for the large number of international protection applicants. We are asking our government to put the Irish people first. Enough is enough.
These people are also victims of this corrupt government and are entitled to a better quality of life that as a country cannot provide for us or them. This is not their fault, brought here on false pretense by our false and corrupt government. There are people out there gaining financially major money on the poor conditions that these families are being forced into, are getting rich while we will all suffer the consequences of what is to come.
There's a human element in all this. There's staff down there in the Twin Trees Hotel that shouldn't be ridiculed for doing their jobs. These people have bills to pay and mouths to feed, and they should be left out of it. The people I have total and utter contempt for are the owners of that hotel. Their greed knows no bounds. Their hearts don't bleed for asylum seekers. I'd like to put it to the owners of that hotel to regain some of their morals and some dignity, tear up the contract, throw it in the bin, gain a bit of respect around the town, and turn that into a tourist hotel, or forever be remembered as vultures among our community.
We're standing here together to say a resounding no to the current proposal for an IPAS in the Twin Trees Hotel. The truth is that our town and our entire nation simply cannot cope with the huge numbers of asylum seekers entering this country. Yet month on month the numbers are increasing, with highs of over 4,000 in the first 3 months of 2024 alone. The fact of the matter is that at Dublin Airport last year 4,700 people arrived at the airport and claimed asylum, and an astounding 87% presented with no identity documents or false identity documents. Now, it's a criminal offence to enter a state without a valid papers, yet deportation orders and prosecutions are few and far between. And from most recent government statistics, Georgia, Nigeria and Algeria are all countries deemed safe, yet these are the top 3 nationalities of people claiming asylum in Ireland. This begs the question, are we, as towns and villages around the country, being taken advantage of?
We all know there is a big attack on our culture and what we as Irish people stand for. Our beliefs, our morals, our values throughout our whole society slowly been stripped piece by piece. The Irish people can no longer be sheep, been led by a group of blind shepherds.
I'd like to call on the government, once and for all, get down here and come and see us.